They treated me like furniture for 20 years. Then I inherited everything. I cleaned Mrs. Bellamy's house for 20 years. She was kind, funny, and lonely, since her children rarely visited. Mrs. Bellamy died last week at 89, and I cried for 3 days. She was the best person I knew, and the only person who ever asked me how my day was going and actually listened to the answer. I got a call from her lawyer asking me to come to the will reading, and I assumed I was there to answer questions about the house, or maybe she'd left me a small token to remember her by. When I arrived, the family was already there. 2 sons and a daughter, all in their 50s, walking through the rooms putting sticky notes on things they wanted. The daughter was measuring the living room and talking loudly on the phone about how she'd always hated the wallpaper and couldn't wait to rip it out. The younger son was going through drawers in the study, pocketing things when he thought no one was looking. He me and said, "Oh good, the cleaning girl. Consuela, right? My name is Taylor. Make us coffee," he said. "We'll be here a while." I went to the kitchen and could hear them arguing. The daughter said, "The house alone should be 4 million, plus the art, the jewelry, the cars. We're looking at 6, maybe 7 total." The older son said, "I need my share fast. Diane's lawyer is bleeding me dry." The younger son said, "Mom promised me the antiques. She said it to my face." The daughter laughed. "She promised me the jewelry 10 years ago. You're not special." They started talking about what a burden she'd been at the end. The daughter said, "The guilt trips were the worst. Why don't you visit? Why don't you call? I have a life, mother." The older son said, "I told her I'd come for Christmas and she cried when I didn't show, like I'm supposed to drop everything." The younger son said, "At least you didn't have to deal with the calls. She'd call me every Sunday just to chat. Who does that?" None of them had come for her last birthday. I'd made her a cake myself and we ate it together in the garden. I brought the coffee out. Nobody said thank you. The lawyer arrived and asked everyone to sit. He said Mrs. Bellamy had left very specific instructions. He opened the folder and read, "I leave my house, my savings, and all my possessions to Taylor Santos, who has been my companion and friend for 20 years. Dead silence. The older son laughed and looked around, waiting for everyone else to laugh. "You mean her?" he said, pointing at me. "The cleaning lady?" Then his face changed when nobody did. The daughter shot up from her chair. "This is fraud. This woman manipulated a dying old woman and I will see her in prison. Do you understand me? Prison." The younger son got in my face. "What did you do to her? What did you say?" I didn't move. The older son said, "We're contesting this immediately. She was clearly not of sound mind." The lawyer said there was more. Mrs. Bellamy had anticipated this reaction, so she'd recorded a video 6 months ago with her doctor present to confirm her competence. He opened his laptop. Mrs. Bellamy appeared on screen, sitting in the chair by the window, looking directly at the camera. She said, "If you're watching this, my children are probably threatening to sue. So let me be clear." She looked right into the lens. "Richard, I haven't seen you in 4 years. The only time you call is when you need money for your gambling debts. I paid them 3 times and you never once said thank you." The older son's face went white. She continued, "Patricia, you tried to have me declared mentally unfit behind my back last year so you could get power of attorney and access my accounts. My lawyer blocked it. Did you think I wouldn't find out?" The daughter's mouth opened, but nothing came out. "And Michael, you stole $40,000 in jewelry from my bedroom 2 Christmases ago. The sapphire earrings your father gave me on our wedding day. You thought I didn't notice, but I noticed." The younger son stared at the floor. Mrs. Bellamy's voice softened. "Taylor is the only person who ever sat with me. She didn't want anything. She brought me soup when I was sick. She listened to my stories about your father for hours. She treated me like a person instead of a checkbook." She looked into the camera. "To my children, I loved you, but you made it clear I was only valuable for what I could give you. So I gave it to someone who gave something back. Taylor, the house is yours." The video ended. The daughter's voice was shaking. "This is slander. I'll sue for defamation." The lawyer said calmly that everything was documented, and if they contested the will, that evidence would be presented in open court. The older son grabbed his coat and stormed out. The younger son pointed at me. "You're a vulture. You manipulated a senile old woman and you'll rot in hell for this." The daughter got inches from my face. "You think you've won? This isn't over. I will make your life a living hell." I looked at her and said, "I think Mrs. Bellamy was pretty clear." I moved in that week.